I am here to introduce the Philosophy of Education project for EDUC111. And the purpose of this project is to start you thinking about the different philosophies and teaching methods in education that would support developmentally appropriate practice in learning and also create a personal teaching philosophy aligned with these methods. This assignment will help you explore your own ideas and create a statement that describes your beliefs about teaching and learning. This philosophy will be part of your professional portfolio, and you will continue to revise it until you complete your final portfolio in Education 290 or 291. This is something that potential employers will want to read because your philosophy should match the program philosophy where you would like to eventually work. The directions are as such. Your philosophy should end up compiling a few parts together and will total 1 to 2 pages. In week 1 of this course, I ask you these 4 questions right here. Why do you want to become an early childhood teacher? What kind of teaching position do you hope to obtain and why? What are your strongest characteristics or talents as a potential early childhood educator? And why did you decide to pursue this career? I ask you to answer those questions at the start of the semester and just tuck them away. Those will be part of this philosophy, so go back and find them. Next, I'm going to ask you a few other questions. First of all, what is the role of a child as a learner? I want you to think about this and think about all that we've been learning about child development and answer 2 specific questions. What do you believe about how children learn best? And what types of activities do you think should be included in a classroom to allow children to learn no matter what learning style they have? So after you answer the first set of questions for week 1, you're just going to answer these in paragraph form for your philosophy. So your first new paragraph is what is the role of the child as a learner. Your second paragraph is what is the role of the teacher. And specifically answer within this paragraph, what are your thoughts about teacher-directed versus child-directed learning? What is the teacher's role in play? Does the teacher present new material or should children discover it on their own? And I want to emphasize there's not really one correct answer for this philosophy because it's really how you think children learn best based on what you're learning. So try to incorporate the specific information that you learned that you think is most relevant. All right, next question is a paragraph that will address special needs, different learning styles, and diversity. Give specific examples of strategies that you will use to address different personalities, different learning styles, and cultural diversity all together in one classroom. How will you make children with special learning needs feel welcome in your classroom? How will you create a classroom that embraces diversity? Now, we haven't covered this topic in class, and this will be next week's topic. I'm introducing the project today because our last couple weeks really looked at theorists and research-based education. I do feel that at this point in the semester, you are equipped to answer the first paragraph and the second paragraph. Our third paragraph, you may want to wait until we've covered the information for week 5. This will continue throughout this presentation. You may want to wait until we've covered this information in class to write the paragraph answers, but I want you also to know that these are the questions you'll be answering as you work yourself through the material. So the next paragraph looks at learning theory. Think about all the theorists that were discussed. Which one describes what you believe about learning? What kind of environment will you create in your classroom because of this theory? And think of the role of the teacher and the child as your chosen theory describes it. So we're looking specifically again at theorists. We have covered a large majority of the theorists, but there will be a few more to come. So if you want to jot down notes and begin that one, you just might need to add something in. The last 2 we will cover later on in the semester, so you might want to wait, but they are how will you handle classroom management and conflict, give specific examples of how you address behavioral issues, and say why you believe this method will work in a classroom, And will you include families in your classroom? Give specific examples of how you'll keep family members involved and maintain open lines of communication. So basically, those are the things you will answer in your philosophy. A good quality paragraph for each one, specifically addressing the bullet points for each paragraph, and you will have success with this project. At this point, you can begin working on the answers you feel comfortable with, and if there's something you feel you need more information on, wait until we get to that week of the course. This project is due in April. It is listed right here on the slide, so just note that you don't have to rush through this project, but I want you to be aware of the information that you should start processing and applying your own ideas to. The rubric is attached. It's worth 100 points. And basically for each section of question, I'm going to rate your scores from advanced to below basic. And you can go through that, but we'll look at the personal background information questions, the roles in the classroom between the teacher and the student, diversity of learners, learning theory, classroom management, family involvement, and then I will grade your project overall for conventions, meaning you've proofread it for spelling, grammar, punctuation. So it's a pretty clear-cut basic project. If at any point you're confused about where to go to find the information, if you feel you may have missed something, just send me a message or post it in the project question area of the discussion board on D2L. Good luck and have fun developing your philosophy of education.